who we are surrounded with. So, for example, when we are part of this particular workshop, the thought process, the discussion, it starts trickling certain things. It starts questioning our own belief, and because there are all mature and intelligent people here, so when we share, the acceptance level is very high. So we don't resist any kind of information or any kind of insights that are shared, and that is how the change starts. And what I have, because I am a certified behavioral analyst, so what I have studied is that your surrounding, okay, the nurturing definitely helps you to change certain things. You may not be completely 360-degree change may not happen, but based on the necessity, and now pandemic has given us the opportunity to choose. Okay, before this we were forced to change, but today actually if we see from the positive aspect, we have a choice to change. And if we develop those kind of competencies today, we would definitely be successful in the new normal. And that is what I believe, and this is what nature has taught us, to accept change and remove all the unwanted belief and replace it with the new belief system. So it's
Yeah,
a best opportunity that we have got.
correct, correct. There's an old saying, na? There's an old saying which says the many known the
For
many
his
known
company.
the company he keeps.
Yeah.
So I think
Absolutely.
your statement is correct.
All right. So let's get going with our work. So first tell me, did you review the presentation? See the videos and read the report?
Atul, your voice is little low. Again, if you can check your jack.
Is it better now?
Little better. Yeah, fine.
Okay. So, so did you review the presentation, see the videos, and read the report?
Well, I did not.
Okay, great.
I was not sure where the link is for the to see the review. I mean, I missed it. You have sent it by email?
I shared all of them on the WhatsApp group. So let us keep WhatsApp group as the official thing.
Okay.
Wherein I will be sharing
Sure,
everything.
sure. I know it's easy to track. It's
Right.
easy to track. Yeah, I'll have a look at it.
Done.
Yeah.
All right, great. So next is share your notes. We've already shared the notes. 3 brand new things which
Videos
open
and
for you.
on the KLM group.
Yes, on this group, yeah. So I shared the videos which I had shared yesterday. I shared the presentation and I also shared a copy of the report. Okay, so I will be doing the same today evening as well.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So what worked, what did not work, and what is missing? If you could just take half a minute each to share what did not work and what is missing, that will be helpful.
Today we'll see.
Okay, done. All right. So maybe towards the end, you can tell me what did not work. All right. How the session will go today is we will start with one perspective of time. Second, communication. Third, business by design. Next, we'll look at inherent nature of business, some fundamentals. We'll touch upon the leverage model and a preview of Ubuntu, the leverage program. All right. And as we did yesterday, after each conversation, there'll be an opportunity to share. Please bring your business to the conversation so that we are able to have some real-time conversation. All right. If the conversation goes interesting, we might go beyond 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, depending on how interesting you make it, how much conversation you bring in. So this is the first piece. Let me just start the YouTube video and I'll come to you.
कहते हैं 75 साल है ऑन एवरेज और हर एक साल का एक एवरेज ही दाम है। मान लेते हैं 75 साल है ऑन एवरेज और हर एक साल का एक एवरेज ही दाम है। जो लगानी हो लगा लो, जिंदगी की कीमतें याद रखो दो सिरे, आगाज है अंजाम। अब 75 साल का
What I gained at least in the first view listening.
Absolutely great. Hanji Kulkarni ji, how about you?
या सही सही है भैया। और यही तो कोशिश जारी है। मैसेज आपने कभी इसके पहले बातों में किया बताया होगा, तो मैं अपने आप को इम्प्रूव कर रहा हूँ और ज्यादा से ज्यादा समय आपके साथ गुजार रहा हूँ, ताकि आई शुड बी एबल टू फाइंड आउट द पर्पस ऑफ माय बीइंग ऑन दिस प्लैनेट।
Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you. Mahadev ji.
I think time is a major resource. It is like money, and it is very, very important how you spend your each and every minute.
Awesome. Thank you. Sachin ji.
Yeah, one thing which comes to my mind is if you don't value your time, people will not value you.
Awesome. Great. Let's move to the next piece. My discovery of traits during COVID-19. In the personal space, desire, decision, direction, discipline, determination, being dexterous, dedication, devotion, detachment, and divinity. In the business space, design, deliver, discuss, distribute, direct, demand, discriminate, being diligent, dynamic, and dominating. These are some of the characteristics which would take you to the next level in the personal space or in the business space. Next, this I picked from one of the books, I don't remember which one, wherein it talks about a different kind of communication that we have. So if we have a win-lose or a lose-win kind of communication, one is it is defensive. What that means is we are low on trust and low on cooperation. Okay. If we are middle, means some trust and some cooperation, there is a respectful kind of a communication which still remains a compromise. We are not playing full out. And then when the trust is high and cooperation is also high, then the communication is open and it is a win-win communication and it is synergistic. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Thank you. Now let us look at what does it take to synergize things. So moving to celebrating differences rather than tolerating differences. Get into teamwork instead of working independently in silos. Being open-minded instead of thinking that you are always right. It's not about right and wrong. Next is finding new and better ways rather than compromising on things. And this is the beginning of leverage. When you start looking at resources around you and start seeing how you can utilize them, not at my cost, not at their cost. That is where leverage begins. What did you get out of this conversation?
Yeah, Atul, now can you go back to the last slide? I have a small question on that.
Yeah, this one.
See, in the synergy, in the synergy, see the first part is our celebrating our differences. Can you give me some example of it? Because most of the things are very nice. I mean, I can understand, but the only thing I could not understand is this one.
So tolerating differences is, as I was sharing, I am somebody who gets into an argument very quickly. All right. So the moment I come across somebody who is probably not towing my line or not agreeing to what I'm saying, what will happen? I'll start getting agitated.
Correct.
The moment I start getting agitated, this person in real sense, he might be wanting to contribute to me.
Correct. Okay.
The moment I get agitated, he also gives up on contribution.
Correct.
Then what is the result?
Yeah.
We
the
end
result
up
is going-
working, we end up working in silos, working
Correct.
independently. Got
So
it?
in this situation,
Yeah.
I mean, as a use case, in this situation, so what should be the, how should we react on such situation? Because that is in our DNA. Suppose I also react the same way as you said.
Yeah.
So what is the step that we need to take, or how do you overcome that? I mean,
So I think Jigish used a term called choice, right?
right.
Do you know the difference in the difference in the meaning of the word decide and choice?
Yes.
What is it?
What I understand is choice is you choose. You have options of various options to choose from, but the decide is I decided.
Okay. What else?
Uh,
Would somebody else like to support?
or maybe somebody decided, or we decided in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Ajay.
We decide our choices.
Okay.
We-
All right.
I would say decide
choice.
would be more finalization and prioritizing and finalizing and taking action. Choosing is yet okay. This is right and wrong in our mind, but maybe not really acting on it. But deciding is okay. This is the final, and acting on it. This is what I feel. Deciding choice.
Okay, great. Anybody else? All right. So decide comes from, I don't know whether a Greek or a Latin word. D and side. Side is about killing. Okay, so when you are deciding something, you are killing something, or you are letting go of something, and then choosing something, or accepting something. It is not actually choosing, it is accepting something. तो आपने काफी वर्ड सुने होंगे जिसमें कि एंड में साइड आता है. Invariably that is about killing something. All right. So whenever you are deciding something, you are in an experience of a part of the whole thing, not the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever you are choosing the entire thing. At times there might be a choice, only one choice. You may not have a second choice at all. ठीक है ना?
Right.
So to give you an example, there was somebody from the Eastern Europe. I don't remember this gentleman's name. Okay. He was very passionate about sports, and he participated, I think, in World War II or maybe World War I, in which he got amputed. Okay, he lost his limbs. Now, after losing his limbs, he again came back and he started practicing, and he became a marathon runner. I don't remember the exact time and all that stuff. I'm forgetting that piece. But what I'm saying is, the moment that this gentleman, he got to know that he has lost his limbs, he had the choice to live the life of a vegetable, or he had the choice to create a new life altogether. He did not have to choose between somebody with limbs and without limbs. He had to choose his own fate. And he chose to become a marathon runner. He did not have a second option. He would never ever in his life have his limbs back. So he could have been in this space of tolerating to be differently abled or apahij, right? He could have lived that life. But he chose to live a life of celebration. And he went on to become a marathon runner. Does this give an answer to you?
Yes, yes, very much.
Does this open up something for you?
Yes, absolutely.
See, each one of us, every one of us is an amputee. We may not see it. हमें लगता है कि जी हमारे हाथ पांव टांग बाजू सब कुछ है, लेकिन हमारे दिमाग के अंदर हमने कई चीजें अपनी काट कर फेंक रखी हैं. We don't use them. I don't relate to myself as an equal to Mukesh Ambani. Even if I want, I will never be able to, at least today. I don't know about future. Why so? Because somewhere inside I say that I don't have that peace what he has. Make sense?
Yeah.
So what did you get? Let me ask all of you once again.
I think the key lies in the mindset, in a thinking of how we see things, and that's where the key is. We need to work or be consciously aware of what's going on, so that we work from a space of empowerment of the right thoughts, which will take us forward. Otherwise, it could be blocks and it converts into complaints and no opportunities. But while if we see it from a different perspective, I think that will help us to take better decisions. That's what I feel.
Absolutely. What else? Somebody else?
Can I say something?
Yeah, please.
What you told Mr. Puri just now, that we are all amputees.
Yes.
But this amputement of some ability has been done not because of some disease, because of again your own theory or Darwin's theory, which you believe that is true. We were having tail long back, and we lost the tail. There must be some benefit of the tail, having tail like a monkey. But today we are not having, because we didn't use it.
Absolutely.
So that kind of amputing is being done. We are not getting amputated because of some disease. We are not utilizing the available resources or ability in the brain itself. So part of that particular skill set in the brain station has been amputated.
Absolutely.
Actually not amputated, maybe not functioning. If we trigger, we may get benefit of the ability.
So I will just add that it is not we may, we will. So means it definitely is there, but it is lying in a dormant state.
Yeah, true.
So our job is to awaken it. Right? Anybody else? Mahadev ji, Sachin ji.
Yeah, for me, it's like when you use the word empathy and you made us realize that it's more like what Shipaji said is belief system where we have been वो बोलते हैं ना हम लोग आदत से मजबूर नहीं है हम लोग आदत से मजबूत हो गए हैं. So we are not
Absolutely.
rigid. We are not helpless. We are rigid. So
Yes.
though we can see there is a need to change, and that your choice and deciding more clarity,
Yeah.
we always hold on to our past experience or whatever we have achieved success or whatever the experience we have got, we hold on to it for very long, and that's why we miss a lot of opportunities to which can take us towards progress.
Absolutely. Mahadev ji. Thank you, Sachin ji. Mahadev ji. Hello. We're not able to get you. Mahadev ji, we're not
He's
able
on
to.
mute.
You still on mute, yeah. Okay, we'll move on. We'll come back to you, Madhav ji. So now, a perspective towards business design. Okay. First, I'll share with you business by chance. This is what I shared on Saturday as well. So normal businesses, all what we have, they start with a beginning, which might be by virtue of inheritance or experience or a new trend, or we've lost a job. Then comes growth, where we create a company, create a business, start chasing customers, and then continue the sale model. And then comes the struggle, where receivables start mounting, manpower, we are not able to keep the manpower, working capital becomes an issue, margins keep on shrinking. These are the typical scenarios of a business by chance. All right. In comparison, business by design, we start with design. We're in no hurry to start delivering on the first day, but we start with a design, look at what all we want to deliver in the future, and be in a complete startup mode. In the development phase, we are concerned with growth and we are concerned with what is happening in present. And then comes diversification, wherein we monetize what we've created either by way of duplicating it or by way of divesting out of it. Right? So the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. Said other way, the more time you spend on designing your business, the better is the probability of your business succeeding and you making it great. Right? This is a typical life cycle of a business. The beginning is the startup phase, then there is growth. It continues growth and growth slows down, and then comes a flat piece over here. This is where we need to take a call whether to continue with this business or to drop. So this can happen by re-engineering your business, maybe creating new products, moving into new product cycles, whatsoever. Or maybe selling off your business to somebody else. Else, after this, the next phase from sustaining, it becomes decline and then decay and then it dies. You look at any business, so you can have a number of change cycles in a business and continue growing it. So if you look at all the great companies globally, they have been living this kind of a cycle. Okay, so design, develop, diversify, and decay. So look at a company like Kodak, an awesome company, has been around, has been a market leader for a very long time. At a certain stage, they started declining and then they decayed. In comparison, you look at a company called Gillette. They were the ones who invented the safety razor. The razor which had a double-edged blade, similar to a topaz. And then what happened is, over a period of time, there were other manufacturers who started making that blade. And for them, there was hardly any business. So what did they do? They got out of that product and introduced another product, which was the fixed edge, double edge blade. So the 7 o'clock or the Gillette Presto or that kind of a thing. After some time, that also became a commodity. And then what they did, they came out of that business also. They created another line, which is Sensor and Sensor XL, which was a movable double-edged blade. Over a period of time, they wanted to go yet higher, and then they introduced the Mach 3. And after that, the Fusion. So here's a company which has been creating products, killing products, moving to the next product, another create product. And you see, they've continued to be in the same line of business. So we've started something that is not our birthright, that it will continue forever. Does this make sense? Now let us look at the inherent nature of business. There are transactional businesses wherein you sell something, get paid, and that's the end of the story. A typical retail store or a chai wala is a typical business or transactional business, right? Characteristics here: the saleable product is time plus skill for money. You invest time, you get paid. You have skill, you get paid. You invest time and skill and you get paid money for that. This business has incremental growth. In the sense, the more time you spend, the more money you will get. The more skill you put in, the more money you will get. It's linear. So if you need to do a work in 10 hours, either one person will work for 2 hours or two people will work for 5 hours. All right. So you cannot have exponential growth over here. There is a straightforward engagement, one or two dimensional. So there is an input, little or no process, and there is an output. Typical stakeholders here are customer, seller, and or an agent. Then there are network-centric businesses. There are monolithic organizations like Indian Railways. So if you look at Indian Railways, they have manufacturing facilities. They have the rolling stock, which is the trains or the rakes which are moving on the rails. They own the railway tracks. They have the railway stations, they have the yards, they have the repair facilities, they have the employees to manage the entire thing. So railways, entire thing, they own it end to end. So it's a single organization which owns right from manufacturing up to delivering of services. Then you've got hierarchical organizations like healthcare or government. So you got a primary healthcare center, there is a secondary healthcare center, then there is a specialty hospital, there is a district level hospital, whichever. So here you've got one set of units which are feeding another set of units. Similarly, in case of government, you've got the Panchayati Raj, you've got the local government, you've got the state government, you've got the central government. All right. Then you look at franchisee businesses, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, Domino's, etc. These are again networks. There is somebody who owns the business model, somebody who owns the real estate, somebody who delivers the services, and then all of them, they come together as a network and service the customer. The characteristics of network-centric businesses are, first is structure, second is systems, scale. They work on real large scale. They've got massive reach. One thing which is also present is latency. Means things don't happen immediately. They take some time to be rolled out because of the large structure. Then come the leverage businesses. Their characteristics are exponential or explosive growth, which is multidimensional. Their saleable product is their ability to leverage resources. Their complex, multidimensional engagement. They've got holographic relationships. There are multiple inputs, parallel processes, and multiple outputs. And there are many stakeholders here. There are customers, and multiple stakeholders are customers. There's a seller, there's a service provider, there's a process owner, there is an IPR owner, there's a secondary seller, there's a tertiary seller, there's a buyer, there's a consumer. All right. A leverage business is again defined by system, scale, agility. They are able to change, or they are able to alter very quickly. They use technology heavily wherever possible. And another characteristic is velocity. They operate pretty fast. To give you an example, Goli Vada Pav. So how many of you have heard of Goli Vada Pav? Or rather, who has not heard of Goli Vada Pav?
I have not heard of it.
Okay, great. So, have you heard of Vada Pav?
Yeah.
Right. So, Goli Vada Pav is a chain of Vada Pav outlets. They are the first ethnic fast food brand of Indian origin, started in 2004. Right now has over 400 outlets in 100 cities, 20 states. They are the 6th largest quick service restaurant brand in India. The beauty is they are the first Indian brand. The 5 before them are global brands like Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Domino's, and there are 2 more. So all of them are global brand. They are the first Indian brand of that scale. They own the core, which is the technology, processes, and the brand. They also own the customer relationship, which is inflow of money. And they are used as a case study in Harvard, IMD, ISB, and other places. Okay. The stakeholders here are the customers, the company, the investors, the partners or the franchisees, the consultants or the advisors, the contractors and the suppliers. There would be more stakeholders as well. But bringing them together and then serving the customer. So I'll just take you through a video.
कुछ नया करने की चाह ही एक एंटरप्रेन्योर को जन्म देती है और उसके साथ अगर एक बढ़िया आइडिया काम कर जाए तो सफलता आपके कदम जरूर चूमेगी। 2004 में एक ऐसे ही आइडिया ने जन्म लिया जब 15 साल फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर में काम करने के बाद एस वेंकटेश ने वड़ा पाव बेचने की सोची। कैसी रही एक आम वड़ा पाव की ये जर्नी, आइए देखते हैं। मुंबई का फेवरेट स्नैक है वड़ा पाव, जिसे हम सब ने भले ही चखा न हो लेकिन इसके बारे में सुना जरूर है। लेकिन बहुत कम लोग होंगे जिन्होंने एक आम वड़ा पाव को एक सक्सेसफुल QSR चेन में ट्रांसफॉर्म करने की सोची। एस वेंकटेश उनमें से एक हैं। 15 साल फाइनेंस में काम करने के बाद वेंकटेश और उनके दोस्त शिवदास मेनन को इस देसी बर्गर को एक नई आइडेंटिटी देने का ख्याल आया और शुरुआत हुई गोली वड़ा पाव की।
नॉर्थ में आप गए तो समोसा है, आलू पराठा है, साउथ में गया तो इडली डोसा है, यहाँ पे वड़ा पाव, रगड़ा पेटीज, भेलपुरी है। करे तो क्या करे। सो उन दिनों आउटसाइड VT स्टेशन मैंने वाज कमिंग बैक इन द फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज बिजनेस, मैंने देखा कि 40 फीट प्लस बैनर ऑफ ए बर्गर एंड मैकडोनल्ड का एम लगा हुआ था। उसी के नीचे एक ठेले में एक वड़ा पाव वाला वड़ा पाव बेच रहा था। जैसे मैंने अपना वड़ा पाव उठाया तो कई तो ही मुझे लगा ये जुड़वा बाई की कहानी है। एक वन इज बिटवीन बन, वन इज बिटवीन पाव, एक में मायोनीज है, एक में चटनी है, एक में लेट्यूस है, एक में चिली है। तो मुझे कहीं तो लगा ये जुड़वा बाई जैसा है, अगर बर्गर इतना बड़ा ब्रांड हो सकता है तो वड़ा पाव भी हो सकता है।
हर QSR की तरह वेंकटेश का भी इरादा अपने बिजनेस को जल्द से जल्द फैलाने का था। 2004 में मुंबई के सबर्ब कल्याण में पहला आउटलेट खुला और देखते ही देखते फ्रेंचाइजी रूट के जरिए 15 और आउटलेट खुले। लेकिन इस अर्ली स्टेज में कंपनी को सामना करना पड़ा अपनी सबसे बड़ी चुनौती का।
हमारा बिगेस्ट चैलेंज वाज कि फ्रेंचाइजी काफी आ रहे थे, बट हमारे पास एक बिगेस्ट तकलीफ था वेस्टेज, माल खराब हो जाता था, फिर पिलफरेज चोरियां होती थी, तीसरा था कुक के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट था, तो स्टैंडर्डाइज प्रोडक्ट नहीं था। तो वेस्टेज, चोरियां और कुक के ऊपर डिपेंडेंसी वाज किलिंग द बिजनेस।
वेस्टेज और फ्रेंचाइजी की हेराफेरी से बचने के लिए कंपनी ने टेक्नोलॉजी का साथ लेना सही समझा। मैकडॉनल्ड्स जैसे बड़े इंटरनेशनल ब्रांड के बैक एंड पार्टनर्स विस्टा फूड्स के साथ हाथ मिलाए और स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड, हाइजीनिक और मिनिमम ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन के प्रोडक्ट बनना शुरू हुए।
विस्टा फूड करके एक कंपनी है इंडिया में, उनसे जाके हमने बातचीत की, उनको हमारी स्टोरी अच्छी लगी और उन्होंने हमारे लिए एक बैक एंड पार्टनरशिप बनाया, जिसके वजह से हर वड़ा जो हमारे 275 आउटलेट्स में मिलता है वो विस्टा फूड्स के प्लांट में बना। एवरी वड़ा मेटल डिटेक्टर और एक्सरे मशीन से जाने लगा, फुल्ली ऑटोमेटिक प्लांट, आदमी का हाथ नहीं लगता था।
विस्टा फूड जहां कंपनी के लिए स्टैंडर्डाइज वड़ा बनाती है, वही कंपनी का खुद का भी एक प्लांट है जहां कंपनी फ्लेवर पर R&D करती है। ग्राहकों के बदलते टेस्ट और मार्केट में चल रहे नए ट्रेंड को देख कंपनी फ्लेवर सेट करती है और फिर उन्हें विस्टा के प्लांट भेजा जाता है।
वड़ा का जो एक क्लासिक वड़ा है वो हमारा कौन सा है, चिली, जिंजर और गार्लिक का बना हुआ रहता है। महाराष्ट्र में उसको हम टेसा बोलते हैं। फिर एक नॉर्थ में एक वड़ा बहुत पॉपुलर हुआ है, उसमें समोसा का फ्लेवर दिया गया है। साउथ में एक वड़ा बहुत फेमस हुआ है, वो पालक मकई जैसा फेमस हुआ है। फिर थोड़ा सा चाइनीज टच के लिए शेजवान वड़ा बनाया है हमने। तो फ्लेवर्स हम लोग बनाते हैं फॉर्मूला, और वो विस्टा के प्लांट में जाते हैं, फिर वो पोटैटो के साथ मिक्स होके अलग अलग तरीके के वड़े बनते हैं। तो हमारे पास आज करीबन 8 से 10 वैरायटी ऑफ वड़ा पाव है।
टेक्नोलॉजी के चलते गोली वड़ा पाव की शेल्फ लाइफ बढ़ी है और साथ ही कंपनी के कारोबार को स्केल करने में काफी मदद भी मिली। आज गोली वड़ा पाव के देश के 15 राज्यों के 55 शहरों में 275 आउटलेट है और अगले 3 सालों में 1000 आउटलेट खोलने का टारगेट है।
समवेयर वी फेल्ट इस धंधे के लिए बहुत डिमांड आउटसाइड बम्बई एंड पुणे है, जहाँ वड़ा पाव लोग सुना है खाते नहीं है। तो इंटीरियर महाराष्ट्र में हमारे एक 70-75 स्टोर है। कर्नाटका में 100 दुकानें, उसमें से बेंगलुरु में अकेला 80 दुकानें, चेन्नई में 3-4 है, कोयम्बतूर में 3-4 है, हैदराबाद में 3-4 है, इंदौर भोपाल में 10-12 है, छत्तीसगढ़ में 10-15 है, गुजरात में है। 10 स्टेट्स में 100 दुकान आप अगर बात कर रहे हो तो 1000 दुकान की हमें पॉसिबिलिटी दिखती है। तो 250 से लेके 1000 दुकान अगले 3 to 5 years इज व्हाट वी वांट टू डू।
गोली वड़ा पाव अब तक एक FMCG बेस मॉडल पर काम कर रही है, जहां कंपनी के एंड प्रोडक्ट को सबसे ज्यादा तवज्जो दी जा रही है। लेकिन अब धीरे धीरे कंपनी एक एक्टिव QSR मॉडल अपना रही है, यानी प्रोडक्ट के साथ कस्टमर एक्सपीरियंस को भी अहमियत मिल रही है।
हम समझते हैं वड़ा पाव इज लाइक अमिताभ बच्चन, उसको बेचने की जरूरत नहीं, वो बिकता है अपने आप। तो हमने उस सिर्फ प्रोडक्ट को स्टैंडर्डाइज किया और FMCG मॉडल में ऑल ओवर इंडिया सर्कुलेट कर दिया है। अभी FMCG मॉडल में क्या हो गया, कंज्यूमर आता है, फ्रेंचाइजी अपना धंधा करता है, तो वो वड़ा हमसे लेता है, पाव हमारे बेकर से लेता है, चटनी हम पहुंचा देते हैं, उसको सिर्फ दुकान लेवल पे असेंबल करते हैं, बेसिक ट्रेनिंग देते थे। अभी हमारे यहाँ काफी QSR के लोग लग चुके हैं, वो हर फ्रेंचाइजी को जाके बताएंगे कैसा मैकडोनल्ड, कैसे डोमिनोज, कैसे पिज्जा हट कंज्यूमर को पकड़ के रखता है।
2004 में 30 लाख के निवेश के साथ वेंकटेश और शिवदास ने गोली वड़ा पाव की शुरुआत की। 2007 में कंपनी में एम्फेसिस के फाउंडर जेरी राव ने बतौर एंजल इन्वेस्टर निवेश किया और फिर 2011 में चेन्नई के वेंचर ईस्ट ने 21 करोड़ का निवेश भी किया। कंपनी अब अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए 50 से 75 करोड़ के सेकंड राउंड ऑफ फंड्स की तलाश में है। पिछले 3 सालों से मुनाफा और आज 45 करोड़ का टर्नओवर कमा रही गोली वड़ा पाव अगले 4 सालों में 150 करोड़ से ज्यादा का टर्नओवर कमाने की तैयारी में है।
इस तरह हम लोग एक 45-50 करोड़ का टर्नओवर है हमारे सिस्टम में, एंड देखने जाएगा तो अगले 4 साल में इसका एक 4 टाइम्स 200-250 करोड़ टर्नओवर इजीली अचीव हो सकता है। बट अगर इंडिया में पोटेंशियल देखा जाएगा तो 5000 गोली वड़ा पाव लग सकते हैं। दिस इज व्हाट द हाई स्ट्रीट मॉडल, 200 स्क्वायर फीट का दुकान, 1000 दुकान, फिर स्कूल से, कॉलेजेस से, बड़े बड़े BPO से, ऑफिस से, रेलवे स्टेशन से, एयरपोर्ट से, उसमें कियोस्क मॉडल लग जाएगा, कम से कम 3000 मॉडल दुकान लग जाएगा। फिर दुबई से इंक्वायरी आया, यूके से इंक्वायरी आया, यूएस है, वो दैट इज गोली इंटरनेशनल। तो गोली जो रेगुलर मॉडल है, ये जो मॉडल है, इसमें ही हमको एक दिख रहा है 200 करोड़ का टर्नओवर।
गोली वड़ा पाव के देश में कंपनी ओन तकरीबन 10 स्टोर है। बाकी स्टोर फ्रेंचाइजी मॉडल पर ही काम कर रहे हैं। कंपनी अब अपने नए फेज में फ्रेंचाइजी रूट, कियोस्क और मुंबई के बाहर के मार्केट पर जोर दे रही है।
और फ्रेंचाइजीज आर बेसिकली कंज्यूमर्स, मिडिल क्लास पीपल, जिनको फूड बिजनेस करना है और उनको जमेला नहीं चाहिए, सवेरे जाके आलू लाओ, पाव लाओ, चटनी बनाओ, कुक के ऊपर डिपेंडेंसी। उनके लिए एक सिंपल मॉडल है। तो वो लोग 10 से 12 लाख एक दुकान में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, इंटीरियर पे, इक्विपमेंट पे और फ्रेंचाइजी फी पे, और वो लोग अपना दुकान चालू है। एक दुकान 3 स्टाफ से चालू होता है, एक फ्राइंग करता है, एक पैकिंग करता है और एक कस्टमर को संभालता है। सो द मॉडल इज 10 to 12 lakhs with 3 people।
टेक्नोलॉजी के दम पर मुंबई की गलियों से आगे गोली वड़ा पाव सिर्फ देश ही नहीं बल्कि विदेश में भी वड़ा पाव ले जाने का लक्ष्य रखती है। We wish them all the best। गोली वड़ा पाव की कहानी इंस्पायरिंग तो है ही, लेकिन इसमें खास बात भी है कि इनका बिजनेस वर्ड ऑफ माउथ पब्लिसिटी से बड़ा है। इनका प्रोडक्ट इतना शानदार था कि कंपनी को आज तक कभी मार्केटिंग या फिर एडवर्टाइजिंग पर पैसे खर्च नहीं करने पड़े। इनकी सर्विसेज से खुश हुए कस्टमर्स ने ही ब्रांड की पब्लिसिटी की।
हाँ जी, वड़ा पाव खाया क्या? हेलो, हाँ जी। So what did you get out of this?
I mean, a small idea, if it can be, taken in the right way, and we can leverage. I mean, now that is what the whole story is all about, and we can do wonders.
Awesome. हाँ जी, सचिन जी।
या वो तो पहली बार तो मुंह में पानी आ गया बहुत दिन के बाद। So it really how innovation happens, and if we really understand the need of the customers, so and address it in a right way, competition is not an issue for us, because that's what. And I come from a hotel background, because for 17 years I have been into restaurant business from kitchen to counter, so I can relate to it very well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I was also wondering how come a Kamath in coaching.
I mean, we are, especially the GSB community is always they have been into education and all those things along with the restaurant business.
All right.
But
Yeah.
Kamath are basically in restaurant business, but there are people who are more into banking and other sectors also.
Fantastic. All right. हाँ जी, जिगेश भाई। महादेव जी,
Yeah,
आप बताएं। हाँ जी,
sorry.
चलो जिगेश भाई आ गए। हाँ जी, जिगेश।
Yeah, it is a lot of innovation. I would say that, I mean, though someone would have seen McDonald's is so organized and so much competition, while this person innovated, he copied the model to some extent, and he was able to, grow in, though he was not a multinational, he could grow so fast and big. So innovation and thinking is required, I think, a lot. Then you can really scale up and grow, and there is space. Got to think more.
Absolutely. हाँ जी, श्रीपद जी।
I think this is very innovative, and minimum investment and maximum returns is the formula for this business. That's what I found out. That for business it is not at all required every time you spend a lot, but in a minimum innovative idea you can go to a maximum turnover, and this turnover is like a high-tech product turnover they are speaking about, which is very amazing for me. For a product like a vada pav, they are speaking about 200 crores and 300 crores is fantastic, amazing.
Awesome. Right. हाँ जी, कुलकर्णी साहब।
Fortunately, Venkatesh Iyer is a good friend of mine. I have met him several times, and I know Goli Vada Pav entire journey.
Fantastic.
From RA milk centers to all.
Right.
I would like to say that the takeaway is opportunities are all around you. Just peep in the situation and get the idea. The ideas are available, opportunities are available. Need not copy anybody. Just simulate the idea with whatever your traditional things are there, whatever is available in the market, and try to serve as many people as possible. So exponential growth of a idea is the crux of the matter. The way Google decided to become a bank of information, they don't claim they are right. They say whatever information is available, it is available with us.
Right.
Similarly, whatever kind of vada pav you want to eat, it is available with us. So that
Absolutely.
kind of thing should be considered.
So one thing what I want all of you to be present to it. If I may ask you, what is the topic of the day?
The leverage model,
Leverage, right?
the paradigm.
Right,
the leverage-
fine. So the key word is leverage, right?
Yeah.
So I invite you to listen to all the conversations from the leverage perspective.
Yeah.
See, creating vada pav was an idea. That's fine. That is where it gets over. Ideas, if I start discussing with you, in next 1 hour, we will have 1026 ideas. Correct? But that will not get money into your pocket. See, the same vada pav under the same banner, if you have been to CST Mumbai, every day a few lakh people cross that place. But only one Venkatesh Iyer was able to see that. And with that image, he built a complete enterprise end to end. Where he was not a hotelier, he was not a Kamath. He did not understand anything. He did not come from that industry. All what he saw there was, he saw money there. So I have seen this video, I don't know how many times. And today also when I was looking at this video, I was looking at it from as if I'm looking at it for the first time. So the notes that I took down was that he married vada pav to FMCG. How an FMCG business works. All right. Second thing what he did was how a QSR works, which is a quick service restaurant. Third thing, how and why would somebody invest into it? She was talking about some 3-4 rounds where they got invested by various people, right?
Correct.
So what did he do? This is where he leveraged it. Okay, just a moment. Hello. अरे मैं अभी नहीं कर पाऊंगा आधे घंटे के बाद. Okay, so that was an idea. Those resources were available, but somebody was needed who would stitch those resources together. Vista Foods was doing this for McDonald's, and they were doing it for so many years. Right? These people, obviously, the first day Vista Foods would not have listened to them. They would have gone to them and then given them a value proposition, and then Vista Food would have taken a bite. Imagine if you are Vista Foods and I come and say that I want to start running vada pav. First thing, he will not even give me an appointment. Hello?
Yeah.
Would you give me an appointment if I come and tell you that I want to start selling pakoras?
No.
So it depends actually. It is just not an idea. The idea is how passionate you are about it and how convincing you are. I'm dead sure that is what would have actually happened when Mr. Iyer would have gone to Vista Food. The way he positioned it, you know.
Not at all. Not at all. See, please get this. Passion, ideas, these are college student words. Okay? When we are talking real business, at that time, the investor, he looks for a DPR, which is detailed project report.
Correct.
Now, detailed project report, I cannot be passionate about it for last 5 years. I cannot prepare a detailed project report.
No, but Atul, the detailed project report, it is not, at times I have seen, because I am actually now with so many people who are actually the startup, and see, they are very passionate about the product. They know how the things will happen, but they are actually in touch with the investment bankers, and they are the people who prepare the deck, who who address the commercial viability and the entire business model. That is how the pitching to the investor will take place. So first is you have to be passionate about, because see, it is more of a passionate plus a compassion. I mean, you should be convinced about it. It was just an idea. अगर वही idea शायद वो मेरे को आया रहता तो मैं बोला हाँ ये शायद कर सकते हैं. मतलब I was partially convinced, but not fully convinced like Mr. Iyer.
Fantastic. So idea, passion. Till the time you bring it into reality. So does the investment banker do it free for you?
No.
No.
It doesn't.
All right. Does an investment banker work? If you give him 20,000 rupees to prepare a project report, will he prepare for you?
Yes.
No, he will not. He will not. He will do it only when he sees that there is a possibility of getting money, because investment banker will get money, rather make more money, when he gets somebody else to invest in me.
Absolutely, you are right. I agree. When he, because they are the people actually who have the more facts and they are more exposed to the reports of Accenture and.
Absolutely. So there, only when you are able to show them the complete connectivity end to end.
Correct.
इस वड़ा पाव में पैसा है. ये पैसा तब आएगा जब मेरे पास 300 आउटलेट होंगे, और वो आउटलेट इसलिए होंगे क्योंकि सिर्फ 10 लाख रुपए में मैं उनको एक स्टडी इनकम दे रहा हूं. ओके. अब इसको ऑटोमेट करने के लिए मुझे एक बैकएंड पार्टनर चाहिए होगा. देयर आर बैकएंड पार्टनर्स हु आर ऑलरेडी डूइंग इट फॉर रामाकृष्णा फूड्स, इज डूइंग इट फॉर मैकडॉनल्ड्स, somebody else is doing for Vista Foods, is doing for somebody else. इस तरीके से बहुत पार्टनर्स ऑलरेडी है मार्केट में. But there is somebody who has to be able to see it and tie those knots together. Correct. Now when he is saying FMCG, तो FMCG का मतलब क्या हुआ कि वो टिक्की जो है वो पीछे बनेगी, वो सप्लाई चेन में जाएगी, उसको टाइम पर डिलीवर होगी, बीच में कोल्ड चेन ब्रेक नहीं होगी, नहीं तो उसकी टिक्की खराब होगी. Now these are things which Venkatesh Iyer did not know, investment banker does not know.
Correct.
So for this, Venkatesh Iyer would have either caught hold of some of his friends who are HLL or a PNG or a Colgate Palmolive or somebody else, those kind of players. He would have spent sleepless nights to get those facts together and put it on table. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree.
So idea से reality में लाने के लिए you need to have, we are talking about leverage. We are not talking about ideation. Ideation बहुत पीछे छूट गया.
Correct.
So that's all what I'm saying. कि जी आप leverage की तरफ ध्यान दें. आपको क्या क्या इकट्ठा करना पड़ेगा. Isn't it?
Right.
तो आज अगर आप गोली वड़ा पाव के पास जाएंगे तो ही विल बी एबल टू टेल यू कि मुझे अगर ये हाई स्ट्रीट कियोस्क बनाना है तो किस तरीके की लोकेशन पर बनाऊंगा मैं. Correct? He has that kind of data with him. So that will not come if he's sitting in an office and he's passionate about it.
Correct. You're right.
He gets to know that only when he's there on the street.
Absolutely.
After out of 50 outlets, 5 of them would have bombed.
True.
And 5 of them would have done very well. Then he knows these are the kind of 5 which we'll have to replicate more.
Correct.
So for that, he would need to have some analysts also.
True.
Clear है ना? And much more. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Welcome Naveen ji, good to see you again. Some fundamentals. Business engagement. ये भी स्लाइड मैंने पहले शेयर की थी, आप फिर से देखिएगा एक दफा. तो here's a चाय वाला who's selling tea. Here's a hunter who's hunting prey. Here's a farmer who's growing crops. Here's a weaver who's creating pieces of art. The words those are written in the bracket are T is transaction, S is skill, K is knowledge, and P is process. So just look at your own businesses. What kind of engagement do you have? Are you operating like a tea seller? चाय दिया, पैसा लिया, काम खत्म. Or a hunter? कि जी नया सेशन शुरू होना है, उसके लिए मुझे पार्टिसिपेंट्स चाहिए, तो फेसबुक के ऊपर पैसा लगाया, लोग इकट्ठे किए, उनको प्रोग्राम डिलीवर किया. So there is a skill and there is a transaction happening. Or a farmer who is cultivating your customers. So there is a knowledge, there is a skill, and then a transaction is happening. Or are you operating like a weaver who has processes in place, who uses knowledge, skill, and then a transaction gets conducted? Right? Let's look at another aspect. I call this as hierarchy of sales. The lowest is sale, okay, wherein there is an exchange happening, there is an active transaction, there is a buyer and a seller. Next is a referral, wherein there is an information exchange happening, there is a communication happening, and there is a referral agent. This referral agent could be another person who has bought the product from you, or somebody who knows your product and may not have bought the product from you. Or it could be a Facebook to whom you pay so that you can get some more people. Or it could be an advertisement in a newspaper, which is acting as a referral agent for you. So you could have either a paid or an organic referral agent mechanism, right? Next level of maturity is networking. This is where you are nurturing relationships. You're grooming the people, and it is a personal network. What I mean by personal network is networking is a personal phenomena. I cannot do anything with your network. You cannot do anything with my network. At the best, what can happen is you can give me a referral, and I speak to that person, then based on how much value I have created for that person, he will give me a second appointment or choose not to give me a second appointment. You get what I'm saying? Then the next and the highest level is leverage. This is where a matured network is at play. There are processes and precision, and there is a charged ecosystem. So while networking is a personal phenomena, leverage is an organization-driven phenomena. Let us see something more, how the dynamics play here. Sales has a regular funnel, regular conversion, and constrained margins. Referral has a better funnel, regular conversion, and a normal margin. Networking gives you better funnel, better conversion, and better profitability. Leverage gives you self-priming funnel, higher conversion, and is highly profitable. Okay, let's look at something more. Sale is done by the salesman. It will generally start with a cold call, and it is linear. So the number of calls you do, there is a probability of sale happening. Referral is driven by the owner. It's a warm call, and it is also linear. So number of calls you do, the transaction is proportional to that. In case of networking, it is driven by the business. There is a professional connect, and it is multidimensional. So with networking, you need not always get a sale. You may get something much more than a sale also. One of your people with whom you network regularly, he might come to you with a new business idea. He might become an investor in your business. He might invite you to invest in his business. So like this, there can be multi-dimensional opportunities which come up out of networking. Now let us look at leverage. Leverage is driven by the network, where the network itself starts working for you. It's a distributed framework, and it is distributive by design. So yesterday we were talking about being distributive by design, right? That is a leverage ecosystem. Let us look at communication. Sale is transactional. It's direct, and it is one-to-one. Referral is value driven. Only if you give some value will referral work for you. Somebody else will recommend your product only if he knows that his reputation is not at stake. Okay. It's value driven. It is 1 degree away. So you are not directly engaging with the customer. Somebody else engages with your potential customer and then brings the customer to you. It still continues to be one-to-one. Networking is again value driven. It is at least 2 degrees away. And it is others to others. So somebody else is speaking to somebody else about your business. All right, that is others to others. And in case of leverage, it is domino effect, distributed network, and it is also others to others communication. Now let us look at another aspect, okay? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So sale is more physiological. It is towards meeting basic needs, and it is all about survival. Referral is a safety net around you. It will happen only if there is a personal belonging, and it is also about survival. Networking is about love and belonging. It happens in a closed circuit, and it is all about new possibilities being there. Leverage is all about esteem, recognition, and freedom. Okay. This is the image that we saw the other day. Okay. So sale is plain vanilla. The lady is selling something for 4 rupees. Referral. So nature is the best referral agent that I've come across. So you've got honeybees who take the pollen from one flower to another flower, right? So if you are able to create your business such that the referral system works for you, your business is bound to grow. Then is networking. You are nurturing your business every moment. And then comes leverage. Will you know where is this photograph from? And who's there at the dais?
Chicago, Swami Vivekananda.
Awesome.
At Chicago.
Awesome. So why I've chosen that over here is that it was 1923, if I'm not wrong. So sometime in 1922, Swami Vivekananda was in the Western Ghats, I think in Kolhapur. That is when he came to know of this. And then people around him said that Swamiji, you must definitely go and participate in this Congress because the leaders from across the world are going to be there. He said, but I am a poor man, I cannot do that. So there were some business owners or some people, entrepreneurs, who paid money and made the travel happen. So he traveled from Bombay to Chicago. Somebody paid for it. When he went there, somebody hosted him there. In this photograph, what I'm told is that he was wearing some torn clothes. And the conversation that he had, that was so empowering that people around kept on listening. And that is how, rest is history. All right. So this is how leverage works. The community or the network starts working for you. Does this make sense? Hello?
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Now let us look at another aspect, which is called the cash flow quadrant. I'm sure all of you would have seen this earlier. Okay, ESBI, Robert Kiyosaki has made it really popular. So we can be in one of these 4 states or maybe 2 states one time. Okay, an employee, self-employed, business owner, or an investor. So I'm talking about the leverage quadrant over here, wherein an employee is somebody who is always active and what he earns is called salary. A self-employed is also trading his time for money, and what he's earning is a contract. Then we look at a business owner. A business owner is somebody who starts to leverage resources around him. And what he earns is called the turnover. And then comes the investor. An investor lives on passive income and dividend is what he lives on. If you look at the left side, 90% of the people on this planet are either employees or self-employed. Means they are trading time for money. They're working alone and the commodity that they're selling is time. And the irony is they have 10% or less of wealth on this planet. On the right hand side, we have around 10% of the people on the planet who are business owners or investors. And they control more than 90% of the wealth on this planet. And what distinguishes them from the ones on the left is that for them, the system starts to work. Okay, so they put the system to work. So when we were talking about Goli Vada Pav, He put that system in place which started to work for him. Otherwise, Venkatesh Iyer could have been an investment banker for his entire life, and he could have continued to be an employee. He became a business owner and maybe an investor later on. Only when he started to look at opportunities to work on a system rather than working alone. Make sense? So let us hear something from you. What did you get so far?
Well, I saw that to grow and to scale up systems is what we need to depend on more. And that's the only way to scale up and grow. It's a very important part of the process.
Absolutely. So just last week I had sent out a mail which said sales fails, marketing fails, agents fail. Design never fails. Or in other words, systems will never fail you. Whatsoever you put into a system, it will work. So now in your system, if there is something which you have not addressed, then that will be a leakage, that will be a bottleneck. Make sense? Yeah. So who's going next? Yeah, Mahadevji.
I think what you rightly said is systems are
So Mahadevji, we're losing you. Maybe you switch off your video and we'll be able to listen to you. We're not able to listen to you. Okay, we'll come back to you. Let us hear from somebody else. Madhavji will come back. Yeah, who else? Yeah, Sachin.
Basically, it's like more than sales. A lot of people, as you rightly said, the marketing fails, sales fails. But if they learn the importance of networking and leveraging, that will help them to move from the employee and self-employed level to business owners and investment level. So leveraging and networking, these two things are very crucial in current scenario. That's what I
Absolutely.
think.
Absolutely. Yeah, Pushp.
See what I understand is we need to scale our business engagement onto the higher level. First, we need to identify where exactly we are. Are we are only doing the transactions, or so it has to be scale up where we scale up where we are, where we set the processes and we have a knowledge and the skills and the transactions. So if we put all that things together, you said no, PKTS.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to hire. So we have to make sure that we get our business engagement to that level, and then we harvest and harness the networking and the leverage.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you. Mahadevji, you there?
Yes. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking during the session, that there were one or two realizations for me. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that whenever we see any smart organizations or businesses, successful businesses, I think systems are already there. And these organizations, because they are running on the systems, they are successful, which we always observe around in our society. Second thing is, I always feel that a handful of British people, they came to India and they ruled out this whole country just because of the system. They have made the systems right from railway to city to.
So Mahadevji, we've lost you again. Okay. Who next?
Hello?
Kulkarni ji? Yeah, Mahadevji, we lost you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So you were talking about the Britishers. They gave some systems in railways and others.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yeah, now you're audible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was. When we look around, we see that these systems were established, and because of this system were established, people.
Yeah, we've again lost you. So Kulkarni ji, you want to share something? Kulkarni ji. Okay. Naveen ji, would you like to share? So Naveen ji, he was a participant in the previous batch of Ubuntu. Yeah. Naveen ji, would you like to share something? Okay, fine. We'll move on. So now I'll take you through the leverage model. So leverage model says that there are these four elements. The first one is the future, which is the soul of your business. The second element you need to work on is the lifeline or the product. Third is the opportunity or the market. And fourth is putting the game in place, in the sense you got the future in place, you know where are you headed, you know product, what are you selling, you got the opportunity, and then you put the process in place, bind all of them together. This is the leverage model all about. So business is a game played within a 6-inch arena, the space between your ears, and projected to the globe. So we generally think that business is happening out there, but this business is not actually happening out there. Business is happening in our own mind. It gets displayed out there in reality. So unless you are clear about how your business is going to go, it will not happen that way. All right. Let us look at the first element, which is future. Future is the soul of your business. And unless you are very clear about the soul of your business, you are not going anywhere. Okay. So future is all about being fantastic, unlimited, never ending. Lifeline is the product of your business. And Lifeline is all about love, intimacy, familiarity, and excitement. When your customers, they experience love, they experience one being with your business, they experience being known to your business, and when they're excited enough, only then they would pay for the product or the service that you are offering. Okay. Opportunity is define your market. Where are you going to sell? So opportunity is your journey from you to yes. Opportunity, there is an owner, which is you, profit, perception, organization, resonance, the customer, usability, need, integrity, trust, and a yes. So this is what opportunity is all about. And then comes the game design, which is putting all these things together. So game has a goal. It's an arena. You define how are you going to play the game or your business. And you put appropriate measures in place. And you have an engine to execute this plan. That is what game is all about. So let's play golf to have a highly leveraged business. You define your future, you create the lifeline, you create the opportunity and the game plan for that. So what are your takeaways from this? Hello? हाँ जी, कुछ मिला कि नहीं मिला?
हाँ सर, एक चीज मिली है कि as you said very rightly, the business will take place in your mind, and then it get displayed to the outside world. I mean, वो एक मिला है.
Absolutely. वो ना एक उसकी अमिताभ बच्चन की एक मूवी थी, मुझे मूवी का नाम नहीं ध्यान. उसमें अमिताभ बच्चन को चोट लगी हुई थी, मार पड़ी हुई थी. तो आईने में देखता है, बैंडेड निकालता है और आईने के ऊपर लगा रहा होता है.
अमर अकबर एंथनी.
ठीक है, अमर अकबर एंथनी, राइट?
Yes, yes.
So now that is how we are dealing with our business. We are trying to handle the symptoms out there in the market. See, that symptom is a result of something which we have done or not done, thought or not thought. So you cannot plug it there. It has to be plugged in your design. अगर आप उसको प्लग कर भी लोगे ना, तो वो कहीं और से लीक करना शुरू करेगा. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
See, our business, if it is not functioning the way it should, that means there is something which we have not provided or which is not available. Correct? Now let us look at Goli Vada Pav. Okay, what he said, the challenges that they were facing were, one, there was pilferage, चोरी होती थी. Second was कि the quality was not consistent. Third was they had to depend on the cooks. All right. Now, if they had tried to address that, चोरी को कैसे डील करना है, कुक को कैसे डील करना है, सामान को कैसे डील करना है, then they would have probably expanded to 5 outlets, 6 outlets, 10 outlets. They took a different perspective altogether. How to create a product which can last longer.
Correct.
What if they don't need a cook there on the outlet at all? उनको सिर्फ एक बंदा चाहिए जो उनके कटलेट को फ्राई कर सके, बस. So they looked at the design of their business. Clear है ना? And then they kept on looking at what flavors are working in the market. And then they are introducing new flavors. Maybe they would be introducing new products also. All right. Now, in the video, you saw that there was a bottle cooler. I think Pepsi bottle cooler, right? So, what did they realize? When somebody will eat a vada pav, he would be looking to drink something. So rather than letting that person go and buy a cold drink outside, they got a cold drink provider to provide the cold drink over there. Isn't it?
Right.
Now, the person who comes in, many a times he might want to stand there and eat.
Correct.
So they would have kept some place where you can just put your plate, eat it and go away.
Right.
So they have thought through those things. It is not just a window from where they are giving out vada paos.
Right.
So now these are small elements. So the customer, he is always giving you signals. And if you are not capturing those signals and putting them to use, the customer will stop looking at you. Right?
Right.
So what else did you guys get? Sachin ji.
So one thing which I realized is that very important thing is when you mentioned about that movie, that the pain is inside, but we are looking for solutions outside. And many times वो superficial level पे हम लोग बहुत solutions ढूंढ रहे हैं और उसके ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं. But the real issue is within. So it's like the iceberg theory, where only 10% is visible and 90% is hidden. So if we really work on that area, probably we will be able to get results.
Absolutely. See, all the inventions or discoveries, those did not happen by fluke.
Correct.
There was somebody who believed in it and continued to look for it. And then one fine day, this guy, what's his name? Edison, right?
Yeah.
Who discovered the bulb. They say that he experimented or I don't know, how many thousand did he burn before the first light bulb actually came. So he was clear that this is the way to go. He did not get the right configuration. Till then he continued working on it. No? Or Wright brothers, when they invented the aircraft, they were simple cycle repair guys. But they saw that possibility, kept on working on it. And then in reality, an aircraft was there. Or this PC that on which we are sitting and talking to each other right now, this was not out there. Somebody thought about it and then started putting things together, small things, and then a box came. Isn't it? Or this program which I'm delivering to you, this is not there in any book out there. No, it is not. I went through this journey and then I thought this is something what I must share with business owners. अगर मुझे ये दिक्कत हो रही है तो ये सामने वाले को भी हो रही होगी. Make sense? हाँ जी, जिगीश भाई.
Yeah, I'm listening. It's on new ideas.
Right. Mahadev ji.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that now whatever diversification I'm going to take, apart from my real estate business. So I, I got an idea yesterday that I should go through the sectors which are probably have a good future for 2030. Sustainable business. That's what the slide was shared yesterday.
Absolutely.
And then after selecting that particular area of my I like the area of water business, and I'm looking for opportunity in water business wherever I get it, but I'm not able to locate any right opportunity till today. So maybe if I find this, then I need to go for systems, and whatever what you say is absolutely right, because what you are saying is coming from a practical experience and not from only theory of books. That I agree on that.
Great. Thank you. Naveen ji, you have something to share? Naveen ji seems to be busy. Shripad ji is busy. He left a message. Okay. Let's move on. So let me give you a taste of what happens in the larger program, which is the leverage program. Okay. So here there is this one conversation that we have, and which is related to the lifeline or the product. So what do you see on the screen?
Sandwich.
Fantastic. So we'll be talking about the sandwich.
Sandwiches.
All right. Now, if you look at sandwich is a very generic thing, right? And it can cost anywhere from 10 rupees to maybe 1,500 rupees. Right? Now, a sandwich is a product. Let us look at what goes into the product. So the product mix, can one of you give me what is a product mix or a marketing mix? You might have heard it somewhere. You might have heard of Kotler, the 4 Ps.
Yeah, product, price, place, promotion, 4M.
Fantastic.
Or 4 Ps or 7 Ps of marketing.
Great. Yeah. So there are 4 Ps for products and 7 Ps for services. So let us see how I look at it. So I look at 3 elements as the bread, the filling, and the seasoning. Okay. This makes it a product. So the bread is the product, price, place, and promotion. The 4 Ps. The filling is the people, plan, process, and presentation. And the seasoning is the profit, passion, positioning, and persona. If you like what you see on the screen, you can maybe clap or say something. Thank you. Who's clapped? Thank you. Thank you, Sajin. Who else? All right. So just continuing with this conversation. See, normally we look at a product as product, price, place, promotion. These are the 4 elements that we look at. Okay. From the customer perspective, the product fulfills the need of the customer. From the business perspective, it is the offering from the business to the customer. Price is cost for the customer and it is revenue for the business. Place is a place from where the customer can access the product or the service. And for the business, it is how they can deliver it to the customer. Promotion is communication to the customer and communication from the business. People are enablers for the customer and people are enablers for the business to deliver the service or product. Plan is an enabler for the customer and plan brings clarity to the business. Process is an enabler for the customer and it is an enabler for the business. Presentation brings excitement for the customer and it brings reality for the business. Profit is a part of the cost for the customer and it is the motive for the business. The business exists to create profit or to make profit. Passion is an expression for the customer and it is a purpose for the business. Positioning gives a sense of belonging to the customer and it is a vision of the business. Persona is a sense of belonging for the customer and it is a vision of the business. Putting things in perspective. So I spoke about business by design. So design is all about creating and the leverage model is used to design your business. Next stage comes development. Development is all about maintenance and this is where the e-growth framework comes into picture. And diversification is about monetizing your business and mergers and acquisitions come over here. So this is the journey of a business by design. The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. Let me show you another video.
सर आपके लिए उस पार कार का इंतजाम किया है सर आइए सर चल चल
So what did you get?
Make your move.
Anji?
Make your move.
Yes, make your move. What else? Anji, Sachin ji.
Yeah, it's taking initiatives
All right.
and being proactive.
मला गाडी काढायची
Hmm.
मला गाडी काढायची थोडं मागे पुढे घ्या
घेतो ना. Right. And Jigish bhai.
This also talks about the decide and choice.
Absolutely. See, every time I see this video, I get goosebumps.
Yeah.
I see myself in that boy who started. See, there was no reason that he could have, no rational reason behind it that he could have shifted that log.
Correct.
But just seeing him, there were other people who got enrolled into it.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
And then they started, then they thought, yes, it can happen, and then it happened.
Yeah. It also connects with that starfish story.
Okay, what is that?
So basically, there is a young boy who is throwing something into the sea early in the morning.
Right.
And a lot of intellectual people who start laughing at him and who asked him that it's a miles and miles of beach and lakhs of starfish was on the shore. How many of them can you save? So he just looks at them, bends down, picks up one starfish, throws it into the sea and tells to everyone that I don't know how many starfish I can save, but at least I made a difference to this starfish whom I have put again into the sea. So the moral is that it talks about it's not how big or how small is your action. like, what difference will you make? And
Absolutely.
when they see people, that boy throwing back into the sea, all of them join. So same thing happened in this video, where when they saw that the passion, and when they saw that yes, if everybody contributes, this can move. So that's how one has to take that initiative, and then people will always help you out. They will join you if they see that there is possibilities there.
Absolutely. See, for all of us, the Dandi March, that photograph of Gandhi leading and 12 people behind him, that is almost tattooed in our mind, right?
Correct.
What was that? That was
Yeah.
one such conversation.
Correct.
Right. And old feeble man, he said that why should I be paying to people who don't even belong here for something which I own, which is my natural resource. And that created a movement that yes, we belong, we are.
We may also explore this during our young days, when with friends, when you used to go to new places, and one of them out of the blue used to come up with some wicked idea. Chalo ye karte hai. And he used to take that initiative, and everybody would get inspired, and they used to do all the wicked things, and they used to enjoy, though there was fear of doing it. But then people used to do it, and then the experience itself, they still remember even after 30, 40 years. Arey, wo time pe we did this, we did that. So that's where I can relate to this incident. The small thing होता है ना, बूंद बूंद से समुद्र बनता है, वैसे this incident makes a difference in our life.
Absolutely. What else? We are at the fag end of the session today. So what else has been your takeaway? Hello? Haji? So I think, let me just see. Yeah, so this was actually the last slide. So tomorrow what we'll be doing is we will go through the leverage model in a greater detail. Okay. So between yesterday and today, what we've done is, yesterday we looked at the macro picture.
Correct.
At the world level, where are we headed?
Okay.
Today what we did was, we looked at in our own business, in our own cocoon, what all is it that we can do to cause a massive difference. All right. And tomorrow I will take you through this entire technology in a greater detail, such that you will be able to deploy it for your own business. See, this is a never ending conversation, because wherever you go, you will have the next level still available.
Yeah.
You will always have yet another level, yet another level. And there are no right answers. Other than the fact, so let me just bring you back to the screen, to the slide. See, look at this. If you look at our business, bread is something what is easily visible to anybody else.
Yeah.
So when we are talking about whose business, let us take. Let us take Push business. So Push, what business are you in? You are into access control and security and office automation, right?
CCTV, audio, video, the network.
Right.
Correct.
So basically systems.
Right.
So what you will finally leave in somebody's office, that is the bread. There is a product, there is a price, you are delivering it somewhere, there is a promotion around it. What these people will not see, once you've deployed it, they will not see who delivered it. They will not see how did you deliver it.
Correct.
They will not see how did you lay the cables.
Correct.
They will not see how much power are you consuming, where did you get it, all that stuff. What they will see is how neatly you put the cabling over there.
Right.
How neatly you've done those joints.
Right.
Imagine if you leave the joints open and just put them inside the conduit. So it will keep on leaking some signal. Correct? But that is the filling, which is not visible to the naked eye. And the last piece, which I call as the seasoning, is the most important thing. You do not see it in a sandwich. So in a sandwich, the salad oil or the salt or the sauce, that is the seasoning. Right? Now, the sole reason why you are conducting your business, what is it, Pushp?
Sorry?
Why are you conducting your business?
To make money.
Awesome, na?
Yeah, correct.
But that is not generally the first answer that we give. Now, after 2 days, you are able to give this answer. ठीक है ना? So, but please get, as a business owner, my job is to get profit. Full stop. And if I am not going to take care of it, there is nobody else who's going to take care of it. Neither my employees nor my customers. ठीक है ना? Passion. Why am I into that business? We were talking about passion earlier, right?
Right.
Passion is at the core of your business. If you are passionate about what you are delivering, that will rub on to your customers.
Right.
Positioning. You need to be clear in your mind who are the kind of customers you want to service. So now, Goli Vada Pav, he is not promising luxury. He is promising bare bones product to eat. Right? So you are walking down a street, you see a Vada Pav outlet, you go and eat Vada Pav there. Right? So what is his positioning? That it is a plain vanilla product to eat. He is not saying that I will put you, you will get to sit in a cushy chair and there will be somebody who will come to ask you for an order and you will get a finger bowl at the end. Nothing. That is his positioning, right? And as a customer, you feel that yes, you belong there. Then next is the persona. Who are the kind of people you are servicing? So he may not be servicing somebody who comes out of a Mercedes-Benz. Right? He's clear about it. And his entire business has been designed around these concepts, isn't it? Now, the last four things: profit, passion, positioning, persona. You may document it for your own internal consumption, but that has no relevance to your customer. The flip side is, if you don't have this clarity, you will never ever be able to deliver to your customer. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
It may be harsh words saying that you will never ever be able to serve your customer, but unless you listen to that, you will not move your backside.
Agree.
So, Atul, one question here.
Yeah, please,
How do you
Sajid.
differentiate between persona and people?
These people are the people who are servicing, people who are delivering your promise.
Okay. Okay.
The persona is the kind of customer that you are servicing to.
Oh, okay, got it.
So
internal and
the people here are the people who are behind the counter.
okay.
Persona are the people who are in front of the customer, in front of the counter.
Okay. Yeah, so internal and external.
Right. So in your case, when you are coaching people,
Huh.
you are the people.
Correct.
Because you are delivering your program. In my case, I am the people. I am delivering this program to you.
Yeah.
And persona is you. 4 of you, 5 of you.
Correct.
Got it?
Yeah.
When I am saying that this is for entrepreneurs, I am defining something.
Correct.
Right.
When I am saying I am looking at entrepreneurs from India, I am defining something more.
Yeah.
I have not thought through this, but I might look at for those entrepreneurs who have been in service and are starting their own business.
Correct. Correct.
See, these are the people who are hardwired into working for somebody.
Yeah.
Right? So somebody who's hardwired into working for somebody, he has a major problem in shifting roles.
Correct.
How do I know that?
I mean, somewhere we were also hardwired, na?
Huh.
To do the shift.
So I have done this for 20 years. Right?
Yeah.
So every time I worked for somebody, I thought that I am running that guy's business. And when I started running my own business, I realized that the guy who was helping me with the Xerox or the tea, he was an important resource.
Okay.
Somebody who did the courier piece for me, runner, he was an important resource. Right? So are these 12 P's clear to you?
Yes.
So we've been used to a world of 4 P's.
Yes.
I have deepened it further to 12 P's. And as a business owner, your job is to safeguard the 4 P's in red. Rest of the 8 P's have to be delegated. How does that sound?
Sounds good, actually.
So we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Okay. So I will share this presentation. I will share the video also. Please go through this and what we shared yesterday, so that tomorrow you come with a lot of questions. And let's create magic tomorrow.
Right, sir.
Thank you.
All right. See you. Bye.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you, sir.
नवीन जी, आपने कुछ बोला नहीं आज, गुमसुम से क्यों बैठे हो?
थोड़ा गले में इन्फेक्शन था, थोड़ा कम बोल रहा हूँ।
अच्छा,
एक्चुअली थोड़ी रिकवरी तो आ गई है, बट फार बेटर।
ठीक है।
कहते ना खाली बैठे में कुछ पढ़ाई कर लें।
चलिए बढ़िया है। ओके, सी यू देन।
अतुल जी,
हाँ
thank
जी।
you, thank you. I could not really concentrate. I was bit busy in something else, but I was listening to something definitely. आप भी थोड़ा बीच बीच में गले का तकलीफ लग रहा है आपको, सर्दी भी लग रही है, थोड़ा हवा पानी ले लो।
हाँ, ले रहा हूँ, रोज लेता हूँ।
या
ठीक है जी। ओके, टेक केयर, बाय। या सी यू, बाय बाय।